Thank you, Michael. What you are saying is incorrect, since real communism hasn't been tried yet. Mr. Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen, fellow members and most welcome guests, if you talk to a communist and tell him, well, you know, mate, it hasn't really worked. We tried it in Cuba, in China, and in North Korea. You're guaranteed to hear as the answer, what you are saying is wrong, because real communism hasn't been tried out yet. Now, I would like to say that I think this is wrong. For I have myself, once upon a time, experimented with real communism. I've tried it. When I was young, fresh-faced, and naive. So fresh, in fact, that I wasn't the old foggy today that always wears a shirt. So fresh that I was called a fresher in my first year at the University of Bath. This is where my experiment with real communism began, in Salisbury Court, flat C6. As we were saying on campus, Eastwood's the slum, Westwood is a little bit better, but Salisbury is the hotel. And the reason we were the hotel laid in one word, and sweet. And this is the reason why I should say with all the others. Because this way I wouldn't have to share a bathroom with complete strangers that would have used it as target practice for vomiting, or perhaps, just perhaps, even worse things coming out of their bottoms. But I did end up sharing things. I did end up sharing that was something that was so insidious that it could travel through the wall. Noise! It always came from Sharon's room next door to mine. And it always started out late at night. A thumping noise that made the bedroom and the wall shake. And the noise that always climaxed in screams and laughter. This young lady, Sharon, had a habit of holding parties in her room. Not the type of party you're thinking of. Parties of a let's dance the night away time. The parties that in one instance lasted until 8 o'clock in the morning, on a cold December morning. I have an idea why that was the case. She was studying pharmacology, stamina, performance-enhancing drugs. She must be a cyclist now. She's probably going to have to go out reading the Tour de France, something like that. I didn't share a bathroom, but I did share a kitchen. I remember, we all have instances of memory loss as students, after all. We don't remember what happens on some nights, don't we? But I remember the time where I broke a knife while cutting a cake, no less. But this must have happened like 7 or 8 other times with my spoons and my forks as well. But I don't remember it. Now some of you are saying, but Florian, you're a scientist, you're a chemist. I bet you've used them in chemical experiments. Well, I've done many types of experiments at university, but I didn't really went as far studying the kitchen in the lab. I know I'm eccentric, but I'm most definitely not a nutter. Not yet anyway, I'm working on it. Perhaps someone threw it out of the window, like one of my pots of Dijon mustard, that one of my flatmates just threw out of the window one day for no reason. It must have been fun, really, just giving mustards to the animal, or something like that. Or perhaps, just perhaps, someone nicked them. Now, of course, chemical experiments didn't take place in the kitchen, but biological one certainly did. Along the lines of how long is it going to take for a glass, a pint of juice, which is half full, or maybe half empty, depending on your preferences, to what's going to happen? Well, the answer is, if you leave it long enough, it becomes white. Something starts growing on the surface of it. And slowly, slowly, in concentric cream, the white mold takes over the entire rice. Now some people were eating whole grain bread as well, that blossomed into greenery, which shall look inside. And yet, the amazing thing is, no one in my flat was a biologist. So I really don't know what the idea of doing with the experiment. I still don't understand it. Now, you all say, but university is a place for experimentation after all. That's what was going on. Yeah, kind of. Kind of. But as the tragedy of the commons says, when something belongs to no one but everyone at the same time, and everyone is using something only in his or her own best interest, not the one of the group, something interesting happens, something experimental perhaps, in the speech. So here it was, ladies and gentlemen, my experiment with real communism at the University of Bath. I still don't know if it was successful, but I want to say, I remember the angry email sent by the resident tutors about the box of plastic things from Sainsbury that the delivers came, because we were so lazy students, so lazy freshmen, that we weren't even bothering going out to town to buy groceries. It had to be delivered up to us.